Good morning. We're now in the 6th week in Ordinary Time from the book of Sirach. If you choose, you can keep the commandments. They will save you. If you trust in God, you too shall live. He has set before you fire and water. To whichever you choose, stretch forth your hand. Before us are life and death, good and evil. Whichever one chooses shall be given. Immense is the wisdom of the Lord, mighty in power and all-seeing. The eyes of God are on those who fear, and understands our every deed. No one does he command to act unjustly. To none does he give license to sin. The word of the Lord. Reading from the first letter of Paul to the Corinthians. Brothers and sisters, we speak a wisdom to those who are mature, not a wisdom of this age, nor of the rulers of this age who are passing away. Rather, we speak God's wisdom, mysterious, hidden, which God predetermined before the ages, for our glory, which none of the rulers of this age knew. For if they had known it, they would not have crucified the Lord of glory. But as it is written, what eye has not seen and ear has not heard, what has not entered the human heart, what God has prepared for those who love him. This God has revealed to us through the Spirit. For the Spirit scrutinizes everything, even the depths of God. The word of the Lord. Lord be with you. A reading from the Holy Gospel according to Matthew. Jesus said to his disciples, "Do not think that I have come to abolish the law or the prophets. I have come not to abolish, but to fulfill. Amen, I say to you, till heaven and earth pass away, not the smallest letter or even the smallest part of a letter will pass from the law, till all things have taken place. Therefore, whoever breaks one of the least of these commandments, teaches others to do so, will be called least in the kingdom of heaven. But whoever obeys and teaches these commandments will be called greatest in the kingdom of heaven. I tell you, unless your righteousness surpasses that of the scribes and Pharisees, you will not enter the kingdom of heaven. You have heard that it was said, you shall not commit adultery. But I say to you, everyone who looks at a woman with lust has already committed adultery with her in his heart. It was also said, whoever divorces his wife must give her a bill of divorce. I say to you, whoever divorces his wife, unless the marriage is unlawful, causes her to commit adultery. Again, you have heard that it was said to your ancestors, do not take a false oath, but make good to the Lord all that you vow. But I say to you, do not swear at all, not by heaven, for it is God's throne, nor by the earth, for it is his footstool, nor by Jerusalem, for it is the city of the great king. Do not swear by your head, for you cannot make a single hair white or black. Let your yes mean yes, your no mean no. Anything more is from the evil one. The Gospel of the Lord. Matthew's Gospel was written primarily for Jewish converts to Christianity. Matthew tries to highlight the relationship between the world his listeners grew up in and the differences that Jesus presents. Our gospel for this 6th Sunday in Ordinary Time, part of Matthew's Sermon on the Mount, which began a few weeks ago with the Gospel on the Beatitudes. It has Jesus speaking about never abolishing the law or the prophets, but coming to fulfill them. Jesus' attack of the scribes and Pharisees is what made them go after him and want to put him to death. The book of Sirach writes about God giving humans the freedom to make their own decisions. Sirach tells his readers that God gave us a free will and made us responsible for our choices. That freedom does not guarantee our choice is a good one. St. Paul tells the Corinthians that God's wisdom is grasped by grace rather than intelligence. Jesus tells us that adultery is a problem, but then he goes a step further and states that lust is a bigger problem. that needs correction. Murder is a problem, but anger is a bigger problem that can lead to murder. The false oaths is a problem, but anything that misleads others is a bigger problem. Jesus calls his followers, you and me, to go beyond the legalistic morality to truly be his disciples. We never see Jesus being upset with struggling sinners, prostitutes, tax collectors, but he was very upset with those hypocrites, the scribes and Pharisees, who followed the legal laws of the day and imposed them on others. We truly do have choices in our lives, people. We can choose fire or water. We can choose life or death. We can choose heaven or hell. Choose wisely. God bless. Mom trying to open up a jar of ketchup, and she can't get it open. It's on so tight, and she starts hitting it on the sink counter to loosen the top. When the phone rings, she asks her 5-year-old daughter to get the phone. And she hears the daughter say on the phone, no, Mommy can't come to the phone right now. She's hitting the bottle. Have a good week, everyone. God bless.